Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I speak about different topics on my channel. I know that I do not upload on Monday, but I decided to upload today. I actually uploaded last Friday, forgetting that it was Friday. But I'm uploading today. I may upload Friday again, just because I watch Raw and SmackDown, but they're like in the other side of the country. So their time, it's not the same as here. So their shows are coming early on this side of the country. So today I will be speaking about a celebrity who passed away, and we're going to be talking about Nicole Simmons. If you saw my OJ, I don't even think I've done an OJ Simmons YouTube video. I may have, but if I have, Nicole Simmons was his ex-wife, and allegedly she was unalived by him. And it was not just him, it was one of her friends who was who lost his life as well. This story, if you know, you know. They didn't have enough evidence to prosecute him. There were some theories, and one of the theories was allegedly that his son was the one who did it, and OJ says, because he did have a son from his first wife. From what I heard, allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because I ain't trying to get sued. They think that his son did it, and OJ was just trying to cover for his son, because he didn't want his son to end up going to prison. The one thing that, like, a lot of people, that obviously the jury said not guilty, is because of the gloves. Now, I don't know, because I wasn't really into that whole trial situation, and I don't even think I was born, so I don't even know when it happened. So I'm the biggest fan of the Kardashian. I have been watching them from Keeping It with the Kardashian. Robert Kardashian was one of his lawyers. He was not his main lawyer, but he was in one of his lawyer. When they said not guilty, if you look it up and they say not guilty, Robert Kardashian was like in shock, because I feel like, I really do think that Robert knew that it was OJ who did it. OJ, oh my Jesus, OJ was abusive to Nicole, and so I think, when, like I said, it's like every time I look up that video, or I seen the video come up out of nowhere where it says not guilty, you can see Robert Kardashian's face, like what? Because I do think that he really believes that OJ did it. But this is not about OJ. This is about Nicole. So let's get her started. So Nicole Brown Simpson was the ex-wife of former NFL great OJ Simpson. OJ did die, and he ended up going to prison before I start this video. But he did end up going to prison. He ended up going to prison for stealing his merchandise. So yeah, but he did pass away, with whom she had 2 kids. The relationship began in the late 1970s, when then Nicole Brown was still a teenager. She and OJ married in 1985, but their turbulent, at the time, abusive relationship ended in divorce 7 years later. In mid-June of 1994, 35-year-old Nicole and her 25-year-old friend Ron Goldman were found brutally murdered outside of the Los Angeles home. Her ex-husband quickly became the prime suspect and was dubbed the trial of the century. In October 1995, Simpson was acquitted of the murder in criminal trial, though he was later found liable for death in the silver courts. So, Nicole Brown was born in Frankfurt, West Germany on May 19th of 1959. Her German mother, Judita, had met husband Louis while he was stationed there as a carpenter correspondent for the American Army Force publication Star and Stripes. The couple intentionally set up life in Frankfurt, where Brown had two girls, Denise and Nicole. While their daughters were still toddlers, the family moved to the United States, settling in Garden Grove, California. There, the Browns had two more daughters, Dominique and Tina. Nicole had no problem adjusting to California life. The blonde beauty, creative toward the beach as a young teen, and was named homecoming prince at Diana Hills High School. She was a very beautiful girl. She was stunning. By the age of 18, Brown had begun working as a waiter at the Daisy, an upscale club in California, Beverly Hills. It was there in 1977 that she met O.J. Simpson, who was married at the time, in the winning years of Hall of Fame football career. By all accounts, two quickly fell for each other, despite their nearly 12-year-old age difference, and some began dating. Simpson divorced his first wife in 1979, clearing the way for his intentional wedding to Brown. Simpson and Brown were married in February 1985 at his parental home in the town Los Angeles neighborhood of Brentwood. Nicole strictly took the name Nicole Brown Simpson. The former NFL star was already a father of three, but continued to have kids with Brown Simpson. The couple welcomed a daughter, Cindy, later on in 1885. They had a son named Justin in 1987. Brown Simpson was reportedly a devoted mother. She each nannies instead on taking her children to dance and karaoke lesson and welcome family into her home for holidays, events, and birthday parties. Along with her family duties, she started a small interior decorating business that only counted her husband and his friends as clients. Her marriage, however, was far from sincere. Simpson wasn't just unfaithful, he was abusive. Friends and relatives later recount seeing bruises on Brown Simpson's body. Police were called to their home multiple times. Among the numerous abusive incidents was in 1989 New Year's Eve fight in which Simpson alleged threatened to kill her and left her with a split lip, black-eyed, and other bruises. In the aftermath of that alarming night, he was charged with spouse battery, plead no contest. It just sentenced him to 120 hours of community service, $200 in a fine, and a $5,000 donation to a domestic violence shelter for women and 2 years probation. The couple then issued a statement saying, "Our marriage is as strong as the day we were married, if not stronger." Simpson had also downplayed the events in an ESPN interview. "Hey, we have a fight. We were both guilty. No one was hurt," he said, "and it was not a big deal, and we got on with our lives." Something tells me, and this is just me, I feel like he forced her to say all those things just to make himself look like the good guy. The fate finally collapsed in 1992. After years of inducing a violent title abuse relationship with her husband extremely pelluring, Brown Simpson filed for divorce on February. The agreement was finalized on October 15th of 1992. Newly single in her own, Brown released her new life, armed with more than $430,000 settlement for her divorce and $10,000 a month in child support. She zipped around Brentwood in a white Ferrari and often went out dancing with friends, though she remained devoted to her kids. However, a silent paranoia, Simpson was known to follow her, reportedly even hiding out in the bushes of her yard. "I'm scared," Brown at one point told her mother. I go to the gas station, he's there. I'm driving, he's behind me." The couple attempted to reconcile, though by late spring 1994, Brown told friends she was ending the one-and-off-again relationship. In the early morning hours of June 13, 1994, Brown Simpson and her friends, a 25-year-old waiter and model named Ron Goldman, were found stabbed to death outside of her Brentwood condominium. and South Bundy Drive in Los Angeles. Authorities later determined that they were murdered between 10:15 p.m. and 11 p.m. on June 12. Brown Simpson was 35 years old and later buried in Oxation Cemetery in Lake Forest, California. Police were called to the scene after perceivably divorced discovered the bodies later on June 13th. Authorities questioned O.J. Simpson as a potential witness. Brown Simpson and her ex-husband had seen each other the previous day at their daughter dance recital. After talking with police, the former athlete left the station, but it wasn't long before he was back on the radar, this time as a murder suspect. The criminal charges set into motion a national television police chase and then an emotional and radical charge trial that lasted more than 8 months. The so-called trial of the century ended in October 1995 when a jury acquitted Simpson of all charges. The families of Brown, Simpson, and Goldman gained some measure of vindication in February 1997 when her ex-husband was found liable for their wrongful death in a civil trial. He was ordered to pay $8.5 million in compensatory damages to the Goldens, as well as $25 million in plaintiff damages to be split between the Goldman and Brown's children. In April 2024, interest in Brown Simpson and her relationship with her considerable ex-husband sparked following Simpson's death from cancer. And that is the sad story of Nicole Brown. I'm kind of afraid to say what I'm about to say, because I know that this was probably something that probably came or people spoke about. But there was, mind you, Nicole was white. She was a white person. And OJ is an African American. A lot of African American people who grew up, this is my opinion, who grew up watching him or analyzed him, whatever you want to say it, they were probably happy that he got found not guilty. Now, did I say he did it? I don't know. I really don't know. I really do think what broke the camel's back was the gloves. I really do think that the gloves were that point to him not, because the glove did not fit. I don't know if they so I really don't know if they had saved any evidence and stored it properly. I wish I knew, and I do hope that they did, because even though they didn't find him not guilty, they found him not guilty. I feel like Nicole's family, her kids, and the Goldman family want the justice that they need. Even though if the evidence do point to OJ, he's not going to be able to face charges. But I think that they should test evidence if they still have the evidence. We do not know if they do, but if they do, with how far DNA has come, I think they should. Like, I really think that they should find something. If it's OJ, then at least the family would know, and they would be like, okay, we knew this all along. But it would like be a confirmation, because both of the family do think, especially Nicole's family, do think that OJ Simpson did it because of all the abuse that she had gone through in her marriage. And it's happened in so many women's lives that when you break up with an abuser, they will go to any length to make your life miserable. And they think, if I can't have you, no one can have you. But my thing is also, from what I've seen, OJ Simpson was a good father. I mean, I know that doesn't happen a lot. I've come across cases where you have a partner who's abusive, but he's a good dad. He's a great father. He loves his kids. Now, that could have been the thing with him. He could have been a good father and, loved his kids and everything. But that does not mean that he's, no, he's not. He will not care to take. You have 2 kids with your ex-wife. Why would you take her, unalive her, just because she does not want to be with you? You know what I mean? That to me does not make any sense. I've never heard his first wife talk about their marriage. So I don't know exactly why they left each other or why they divorced. Because and it does happen too. I've seen stories of where these abusers married, and then with their first wife, you go ask the first wife, hey, how was y'all relationship when y'all were married? And the first wife will tell you, oh, he was an amazing dad, he was an amazing husband, he never hurt me, he never did anything like that to me, he was very respectful. But then y'all divorce, and then he starts dating somebody else, but for some reason his new relationship, he becomes an abuser, he becomes controlling, demanding. So I always wonder why. Like, what is it that this person that you now are married to is getting abused by you, but you didn't do it to your first wife? I'm not saying that you should do it in any means. I'm not saying that nobody should do it, because that's not, no. But I just really would want you to understand, do not judge a woman when you tell her just leave, because it's not that simple. When it comes to an abuser, they will scare you. They will say, if you leave, you will not be nothing without me. You will you'll be worthless. You will never make it if you leave me. I will kill you. It's just certain things that they would say. And so it's hard. It's really hard. The only way that you will get out of an abusive relationship is when that person unalive you. That's the only way. I do think that they should have more strict laws when it comes to an abuser, whether male or female. They should put these abuser in prison for many times, because you giving an abuser the freedom to go do the same thing is just like, it's not making any sense. When it, you put a restraining order, they're not gonna listen to it's a paper to them. You think they're gonna listen to that? They're not gonna do anything. And I really do think that they should have stronger laws when it comes to abuser. Because like I said, the abuser will not let you go no matter what. They will not let you go unless they see you dead on the floor and you basically going on a stretcher. That is the only time that they will be satisfied. And no, stop giving these abusers a restraining order, because they're not going to listen to it. They need to have more laws when it comes to that. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I really didn't want to post anything today because I'm going through some personal stuff right now, but I wanted to get a video out today for y'all. I will see y'all soon with another video. I do hope that I have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and yeah.